Welcome back to episode 17 of the Dropped Outdoors podcast. Lando, how you doing, my friend?
Oh, man. Fantastic. Kind of.
Question mark?
I'm really good now. There's been some soul searching, and I've beat my own ass up mentally today. But hey, we're here. We've made it. How are you doing?
Well, I will answer that, but I'm going to do a little backstory just so if the people know. This episode might be a little different than what we normally do.
Yeah, for sure.
Got over here at like 4 o'clock. It is now 6:30. We're just now starting. Buddy of ours that we haven't seen, I haven't seen in probably 5-6 years. Landon, I don't know how long it's been since you've seen him.
Quite a while.
He showed up and he told us a crazy story, and we're hoping to get him on the podcast because with that story, I mean, we're going to get here in the morning, we're going to hit record, and we're just going to talk. We might have 7 episodes just off of that one story. It was insane. It's intriguing. I'm very invested, and I finally just told him, I was like, dude, shut up. Don't tell me anymore. I want to get you on a podcast. But then he left, and me and Landon kind of had a heart-to-heart for the last hour and a half, probably.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Let's just hit record, and whatever happens, happens. Because, I mean, we don't really talk about mental health, mental wellness, anything like that. And for me, the last 2 weeks have been, you're a real piece of shit. Like, you're not doing anything right. Why are you're just coasting?
Yeah.
Don't coast. You want something to happen, go make it happen. Stop sitting there and just waiting for it to come to you. It's never going to come to you type situation. So I've been doing a whole lot of soul searching. And then I talked to Landon today, and we get into it. And my guy's been on a soul quest today. So I don't know if this is going to be a 45-minute episode, a 2-hour episode, what. But we were soul searching, and I kind of want to keep going with that same atmosphere and just keep talking about what we were talking about. And whatever happens, happens, because I'm in that mode right now, and I'll be vulnerable. I don't care.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, man. It's been one of them deals that it's 90 days in the making, I guess. I'm sitting about 98 days since I started the whole 75 hard thing.
Day 98 of 75 hard.
Yeah. So as it's kind of grown on, like, I've had these goals and I've had things that I've wanted to do, and like they just keep evolving into just let's make it harder, let's make it harder, let's make it harder. And I don't know if that's mindset from just me finally kind of getting it, or if it's some of the books that I'm reading, stuff like that. But today was a hard day on me.
Yeah.
Like
mentally.
Mentally. Like it, not physically. Like you're going to have to whoop my ass in a workout for me to really like be hurt physically.
Yeah.
But as far as mentally goes, man, I just kind of dug into it, and which the way I handle a lot of things, guys, they don't really talk about their
We're
feelings.
not supposed to open up.
Yeah, we're not supposed to open up. So
supposed to keep everything inside till we just break.
So, I found an out for that, and I started using ChatGPT, although I probably got a perfectly good friend that I could go to.
I want y'all to know. I even told him to his face, it broke my heart. It's like, so what you're telling me is AI is even taking my best friend. Like, we're not even best friends anymore because you and ChatGPT, y'all are like this,
Man, it just goes back to just not wanting to open up. Like, just we're not supposed to.
Yeah,
that's just the way that
we've kind of been wired that way by humanity.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to say parents or like anything.
Just in general.
That's the way the world works, and
nobody gives a shit about your feelings. Shut the hell up.
Yep.
Just go get stuff done and provide.
You wake up and you're just having a bad day. Make it better.
Yeah.
Don't talk about it. Just go do something. And unfortunately, that's not how it is sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's where I was at today. And so I just sit there and with ChatGPT tried to figure out some of life's biggest questions for me. And it started off as like a attaboy pat on the back, you're doing great. But it kind of evolved. So I was like, 75 hard, I was just going to hit 75 and I was done. And then as I got closer, I was like, no, I'm not done. Let's do 30 days and then you can have a cheat day and all this. And now my mindset is just flipped on its head completely. So where I'm at now is no cheat days. Like, it doesn't matter. No day.
What you said earlier, you don't even want one.
No, I don't want one
anymore. Like, you're
anymore.
Forcing yourself out of it.
Yeah, no, I don't. Like there's nothing in me that's like, oh yeah, that's great. I was, what kind of got me on this was my wife had a Dr. Pepper last night. Dr. Pepper's always been my weakness.
Yeah.
It's one thing I'd never wanted to quit. But
Ever since I've known you, Dr. Pepper is like your go-to.
that's my go-to. And so whenever that was there last night, I was like, man, one of these days I'm going to be able to take a sip of that. And so that got me thinking today, like what mindset are you in now that just one sip is a bad, terrible thing? But I'm like, it's the addiction, dude.
Yeah.
Like maybe that's my relapse. You take one sip of Dr. Pepper. Oh, one sip wasn't bad. Maybe you have a half of one today. That's fine. And then you turn it. Next thing you know, you're just back where you fucking started, and you're just a piece of shit doing nothing.
I'm glad you said that word again, because you said it whenever we were just talking, just having our little heart to heart. And I've never thought about that kind of stuff, but like fast food, bad foods, Dr. Peppers, sodas, sugars. I mean, they truly are a drug. Like they're addictive as hell.
Oh yeah.
And you used the word relapse on it, and it kind of, and I've been doing good as far as what I've been eating. I've been trying to walk more. I mean, yeah, I'm not doing what you're doing. Yeah. Like I'm not as hard as you are right now. But when you said that word earlier, I was like, fuck. Like I've never thought about food and junk and shit like that, even alcohol.
Yeah.
In the last 5 years, I haven't been a party or a hard drinker. I like to have a few beers, hanging out with friends and stuff. But even when you said that, it hit me again on like, I don't really need or want that. Like, I'm not going to stop drinking because I do enjoy having my whiskey and on ice every once in a while. But
no, I don't blame you a bit.
Why not? Why do I need to come over here on Saturday, hang out with 3 or 4 people, and have 3 beers? Why not just not drink?
Yeah. And dude, it's a lifestyle change for sure. Like you start changing the way your body thinks about things. And I'm not saying I'm out there just freaking killing it every day and doing everything perfect, but as to where
you almost relapsed over a sip of Dr. Pepper, like
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So like with 75 hard, like if I didn't go out and eat lunch with customers, I might go get a burger from Sonic or something. And now for whatever reason, it's not like I'm like, oh, I have to be healthier. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I just go to Subway, grab me a sandwich that's got enough protein to support what I'm doing on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It's not easy to get 220 grams of protein down. You've got to try.
You have to force it.
You have to force it. So it's been one of those deals that I'm like, okay, here's what we're doing. It's been a freaking complete lifestyle change. So today, that's what I was in it in my head, getting my attaboys, and I was like, no, you haven't made it. You're not anywhere close. Like, where are you bad? Like, what sucks in your life? And, I've made a good amount of money in my life. I've made some pretty smart decisions, but I'm back to square one almost.
Yeah.
So in my head, it was like, all right, here's the bad decisions you've made. Here's the money you've lost. Here's the time you've lost. Here's the wasted energy if
you wouldn't have shit this money away, here's what your life could look like.
Yeah, this is what you would be doing. And so like, I kind of put that into perspective and was like, basically trying to, just getting some feedback on it. Like I said, I don't want to open up to everybody. Now I'm kind of opening up to
now
everybody,
we're going to do it.
But it took a lot. Like it was getting my mindset right. And so I was talking to ChatGPT on it, and it was like, you've made this money, but, and my issue now is spending. Like I see a gun, I go buy the gun.
Impulse.
Yeah. And so it's really been hard to like even change that around. It's like, okay, I've got credit card debt. Why not focus on that? Like, why not take care of that? Well, I was, podcast, it goes back behind me, whatever, it's cool. We need this.
You're subconsciously making your excuses.
It's coming up with excuses. And after today, like some of the realizations that I had today, I can't remember the quote. I'm gonna have to pull my phone out, but
yeah, I want you to read it. I think I know exactly what it is. And this is going to be,
this is the one that got me.
I told Landon that I wanted to print this out and I wanted it for my house. Like I want to put it up there, but the quote, and it might not resonate for everybody, and there might be somebody out there that's like, well, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
But for us, and I'm going to put me in there too, because I've never thought about it till we were talking earlier, and I was like, I'm the same way. Now, my impulse buy, not my, I had that stroke.
And stroke number one.
Stroke out. It might not be a $2,000 purchase.
Yeah.
But if I buy $50 to $300 purchase every single day, I'm spending $1,500 a week.
Yeah.
And I don't even think about that because it's just out.
It's just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that was my deal, is I was like, why am I so bad? What am I doing wrong? Like, and so I just set out to figure it out. I was like, this is the amount of money I at once had and was able to do, and why am I not there now?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, figure it out. Go back to the root of your problems. Turn around. Let's figure it out. And I think it's going to resonate with a lot of people because as a society, we buy everything.
Yeah. And I'm going to put a little bit of Landon's business out there. I'm not going to put numbers out, but Landon essentially makes more money now than he ever has before. And the fact that you taking a step back and looking at yourself can say, I'm at step one,
Ground
really
zero.
shows it doesn't matter how much money you make in life. It really is how your mindset is with the money you have and how you build with it.
Yep.
Because just knowing Landon, his lifestyle and everything he's done since kindergarten,
Forever.
I can honestly say he is in a better financial situation now than he was 5-10 years ago. And for him to sit back and be like, dude, I'm basically 18 years old again, starting from square one.
At one point, I had more financial freedom, more assets, more everything than I have now. I have dropped myself to almost zero, and it hurts.
Yeah.
And so today, that's what really hurt today, was just like, here's a realization. Now, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
And, as a society, we're consumers. That's just what we
100%.
are. And damn.
Hey, Mama, you want to come on here and wave at everybody?
You want to say hi?
Since you're the podcast princess. Why do you look like a hot tennis player?
Dude, she does, doesn't she?
Is that not, does she not, you don't like how, do you can see the vibes, like the tennis vibes? Maybe it's the maybe it's the white jean shorts with the hat on.
Heck yeah. Thanks, baby.
Gotcha. Samplings.
Got me some protein. Love it.
I'll give you some protein. Not you, Landon.
Oh, man. But I guess I can get into the quote now.
Yeah.
And so with that, like I was going back and forth, and it took a while to kind of formulate really exactly what I was thinking. But as soon as it popped out of my mouth, I typed it in, and I was like,
Just so everybody knows, Landon texts and talks to ChatGPT like a normal person.
yeah.
I've been trying to brainwash myself into that because the stuff you get, like your ChatGPT has learned so much and knows so much about you, it blows my mind sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's somewhere where I can get everything out.
You use it kind of like a therapist.
Yeah, I really do. Like I get everything out to ChatGPT and figure out life's problems and all of it. So anyways, we were kicking back and forth, and I came up with this quote. It said, a swipe of the card doesn't cost you money. It costs you your momentum. So with that, say I want to go buy that $2,000 gun. Well, that's $2,000 back either on a card or out of the bank account. It's gone. As to where if I kept that $2,000 or kept that $500 or kept that $50, it doesn't go anywhere. It pays into your future and then builds. And builds and builds. And eventually you get to a point where that money can build and you can go buy a $2,000 gun where it doesn't even seem like nothing came out.
Yeah. So whenever I heard that quote for me, it was the aspect of some things I want to do in life. And I'm going to go ahead and say them here on a couple things I want to do just so
they're out there.
They're out there. And I want people to hold me accountable, whether it's my friends or complete strangers on the internet talking shit, telling me that I'm being a piece of shit. I want you to hold me accountable. But like, I have always had I don't know if it's a fetish or what it is with custom wraps on like trucks and stuff. I like doing things like that because it kind of itches my creativity bone. And that's why I'm so big on like wanting to really push out YouTube videos and shit like that, is because I'll have so many ideas that I want to do. But it's always a want. I never just do it because either financially not ready, fear of doing it by myself. And that's my biggest thing is I have a million things I want to do, but I'm always too afraid to go out on my own. Like my goal in life and dream is to own my own business with friends. Whether that is I own the business 110% and hire my friends, or if I go into partners with friends to own the business, I want to do something I love with the people I love. And I know that plays into it a little bit, and a lot of it is fear of doing it.
Oh, yeah.
But custom wraps, and I was like, well, why don't you do it? And I was like, because in my head, it was always financially. I'm just, I don't want to go buy $1,000 worth of vinyl and not do it, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. Don't let yourself. Buy $500 worth of vinyl, start wrapping random shit.
Yeah. Make it
Do
happen.
it. And then people like Landon sees you doing it, and you're like, damn, that shit looks good. Wrap my truck for me. Now
Yeah.
you're making money off of it. Now you have a side hustle started you can do on the weekends or whatever. And then we love guns. So Landon was like, why don't you look into Cerakoting?
Yeah.
Like, that scratches my creativity bone. So I've been diving deep into that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to buy the shit and I'm just going to start.
Yeah.
We have a million guns that we can fuck around with.
Like I said, you can take any of them you want and just go to town.
The gun parts itself is even more than the firearms. Like, there's so many gun parts that we have
Yep.
that we can fuck around and do a whole bunch of shit. So it was kind of the concept of, I haven't been growing. So whenever you said that quote, I was like, I've been swiping my card and not getting to where I want to be financially to do some of these things because I'm spending $1,500 a week on random bullshit, where if I put that money back, don't buy those things, here in 5 or 6 months, now I have 10 grand in the bank where I can go drop $1,000 on whatever I want to build. And that's the thing with the wraps and the Cerakote. Am I going to start $1 million business just because I bought it? No, but I'm walking in the right direction. I have the momentum going in there. You're going to have to spend money to make money.
Yeah.
But I'm taking those stepping stones in the right direction to be working for myself, financially independent.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say financially free, because in my opinion, I don't care if I'm a multimillionaire, if I make $100,000 a year. If I'm working for myself and then my wife wants to go to Hawaii and I can afford to go to Hawaii and I don't have to ask somebody if I can go to Hawaii, I don't want to live my life 2 weeks out of the year.
Yeah.
I want to be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And like I said, I don't care if I'm a multimillionaire. I don't care if I make $75,000 a year. I want to be able to afford the things and be with my family, be with my friends while I'm doing it.
Yep.
And those kind of purchases aren't momentum changers. Those are stepping stones going forward.
Yeah.
And I need to stop with the swapping the card every day and killing my momentum to getting to those stepping stones.
It stops you. I mean, because that's like a lot of things in life. You just like, oh, well, I can't afford that. So that's back burner stuff. Okay, yeah, it may cost you $10,000. Well, you don't do Ellie. No, you don't do, you don't spend that extra little bit of money or whatever. Like, it all adds up. And I'm the world's worst about it. So it's like, I've got to, that one, it really did. It was a cut. Like, I know, like, I didn't bring the same energy that I had earlier, because there's a lot. It went deeper.
Yeah,
than that.
it went deep. Like, it was a lot deeper.
So, yeah, no, it got me, and man, it's an eye opener. And with the changes I've already made in my life, like, I feel like I'm gonna be able to stick with that one too.
Yeah,
like it's another one of the little stepping stones. It's a building block. It's something that I'm gonna be able to take with me.
Yeah,
going forward.
And we kind of tapped in on this, and I'll open up a little bit and I'll put it out there where in my head, I want to do, and I'm just talking about me and my family.
Yeah.
I want to do something I love with the people I love. My wife, she's not going to do anything more than what she's doing. She has no interest in it. And why would I ever ask her to? Because she does exactly what she loves.
Yep.
There's been times in our life where I've told her to quit her job and just stay at home because it would make my life easier, because we didn't need her money.
Yeah.
She won't do it.
Yeah.
She loves what she does. She loves where she works. She loves all of that.
Yeah.
So whether she makes $100,000 a year, $50,000 a year, $400,000 a year, she's not going to change.
Yeah.
She loves what she does. And I'm not ever going to, I'm getting to the point now where I'm like, asking her to do something different to better our family is so selfish, because all I want is to do something I love.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I want to boost anything, I need to work harder myself. I need to go out and I need to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm at the point now where it's going to be with something I love. Yeah. Because like I said, if I can make the money I'm making right now, but doing something different, something that I enjoy doing every day, in my head, that is financial freedom.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I agree with that. And like we said earlier, like I'm in a pretty good place right now, so it doesn't like I'm not as okay, got to do it now.
Yeah.
But also, like I said, I don't plan on, I plan on doing something different way down the road.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be, I'm gonna have my time freedom, do whatever the hell I want, and I'm gonna get to that point. But like right now, I'm just like focused on, okay, here's what we're doing. Here's the money I want to make. I'm already, I'm making good money, so I'm not hurting there.
Yeah.
Wife makes good money, so we're fine. But it's like there's definitely things in my life that I want to change up, and it's for me. I'm like, okay, stepping stones.
Yeah.
First, I didn't really expect it to go this way, but start off with health.
Yeah.
That's done. It's an easier one. It's hard.
And I would say it wasn't even the health that you started off with.
No.
I honestly think it was the dedication to do it. And that is what triggered your mind change, because then you saw the outside looking in of, and maybe I'm wrong, but oh shit, I can do this.
Yeah.
And then your head started switching to, well, if I can do this, then I can do this.
Yeah.
If I can do this, then I can do this. And now you're in like such a rabbit hole of things you think you can't do. I see you going out and being like, fuck it, I'm going to try.
I'm going to do it. Yeah. Everything but heights.
Yep.
And legs.
No leg day. No leg day for Landon.
Oh, hell no. It'll happen eventually.
But
no, that's really what it is. Like it's started out. I've always been that way. I'm like, I can work out, but I'm not a gym person. That's not me. And so with that, it was a mindset switch that flipped. And now it's like, oh, okay, well, what is stopping me? Like what is going on? It's mindset.
It's I don't want to do this. Well, get up and do it anyway.
Yeah.
And now you're doing that, and it's becomes, I mean, I'm not going to say easy, but it's become so easy in your head to be like, no, you need to do this.
Yeah.
Just because you don't want to, that it's like carrying over to different aspects of your life. So like now and I think a lot of mine is talking to you every day. It really is. And I'm going to give you all the credit, because there's things that I've come across that I thought I was comfortable and complacent in, that I was happy with, that when I do a deep dive, I'm like, I'm not happy.
Yeah.
Like I'm complacent, but I'm not happy. Like this isn't
what you want, but in the time it's like, this feels okay.
Everything's going so great with it that I'm like, oh, this is where I want to be. This is where I wanted to be for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
No, it's not. You're just comfortable.
Yeah.
Like it's there.
You get comfortable with life. And that's in general. Like I always thought, I don't want to go to the gym. That takes work. That's, I'm good with where I'm at. And as I'm starting to see
it always goes to, I don't have time.
Yeah.
I don't have time to do that.
Yeah. I don't have time. I don't want to do that. That's not enough.
Yeah.
Whatever. And as I've started to see some of the gains, not just gains in muscle, but just everything.
Yeah.
Like, and I will still say to this day, I don't feel any better.
Yeah.
As far as, I wake up and I'm like, I just feel great now that I'm working out. I don't feel any better. It's mental. My mental is what feels better.
Dude, I can tell you right now, just from talking to you, well, hell, even a month ago to our talk today, you're a completely different person.
Oh,
and it's for the better.
Oh, it is. It is. And that's part of the conversation I had with ChatGPT earlier. I was like, okay, did 75 hard. That was 23 days ago that was supposed to end. Here's what I wanted. I wanted to go have a cheat meal. I wanted to go out with my wife, eat a steak, have, all the carbs.
Well, you told me like the last 3 days, you're like, man, 75 hard's over. I think, once a month, twice a month, I'm going to have a cheat day. Like already had it planned. You had it planned out that I'm not going to go back to how I was, but I'm going to have like a cheat day once or twice a month, do whatever I want. Yeah. Like you had it planned.
Have a Dr. Pepper, have dessert, whatever I wanted. That was what was going to happen. And now I'm like, no. That's not what you want. That's your body wanting to go back to what it was.
Yeah, that's your mind being weak and trying to get you. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, you don't really need this. Like you didn't change that much.
Yeah,
like I changed quite a bit, but it would like if I got complacent, it'd be easy to be like, no, it wasn't that much. It's not that big of a deal. And now my mind's just like, no, you don't. You're wrong. Yeah. This isn't what we're doing. We're not going back to that. That was weak, soft, whatever. Like you get out there every day and go fucking do it.
Yeah. And what did you say earlier? And that's something I've been saying as well. And I haven't been living it. I've been living it better the last few months, but I haven't been. How long's my weight loss journey been going?
I mean, you've been killing. I mean, are you talking from like the very beginning?
Yeah, very beginning.
6 or 8 months at
Yeah.
least. I mean, I don't know for sure.
I started at 347 pounds.
Yeah.
That is and I'm 6'3"
That's a big man.
That is a very big, and I'm naturally a big guy, period.
Oh yeah. No,
like,
your freaking chest is 4 times the size of mine.
and
So
like, yeah, well, I'm just like, and I'm not trying to say it like in a bad thing or a good thing. I am naturally a big guy. So like I have 56-inch shoulders. My chest is probably 55 to 56 inch wide, like as around.
Yeah.
Like, and that's right now. That's without a bunch of fat on it. I was at like 42% body fat. And I just gave up with it. I was done. So I started watching what I ate, trying harder to do that thing. And like just from that aspect there to now, I felt like I've done really good because I'm like 280 now.
Yeah.
I want to get down to around 240. So I'm more than halfway.
yeah.
But so circle back to what I was saying is I've been walking in the right direction, but I haven't been living it every day. And I've been telling you for most of our last 5 years
Yeah.
about just, you got to embrace the suck. You don't want to do it. You got to do it. And it's real easy to say, but
yeah.
you started working out, walking every day. So you're like, Dusty, you need to start walking every day. And I was like, I don't want to. I'm telling you to embrace the suck, and I'm not doing it. I thought I was doing good.
Oh yeah.
In my head, because I've lost 60, 70 pounds. I'm almost to where I want to be. I'm starting to be happy with myself again. But I'm over here acting like I'm doing something. And then watching you, I'm like, I'm really not doing shit. Like, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
I'm not eating as much. Congratulations, fat ass. You didn't go get fucking 7 burritos from Taco Casa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is the accomplishment in that? And I'm watching you do this stuff, and I'm like, you know, I thought my mindset was right because I was losing weight. My mindset is soft as fuck,
Dude.
because there's still shit I'm not doing right, and watching you do it has changed my mindset.
And I still am not completely doing it right. Like
Oh,
this
100%.
whole thing, like it has been eye-opening as hell, because it was like, okay, yeah, you're doing good enough. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. You just keep telling yourself that to try. I don't know what it is. It's trying to make you weak is what it is.
I think your body just has a natural, it's not the fight or flight instinct, but it has a natural, I don't want to hurt myself. What does Goggins say? Like, nobody truly pushes to 100%. You think you're at 100% effort, and you're really only at like 20 or 30%. Your mind stops you. So you're like, if I go any farther, I'm going to die. Well, he figured out if he keeps going, he doesn't die.
Yeah. And that maybe I'm gonna give a big part of all of this to Goggins and Cameron Haynes.
Cam Haynes, yep.
Because, dude, I mean, those books, yeah, you can sit there and read them, but unless you really like put your mind in that set,
Yep.
it doesn't change anything.
It gives you, and I know even Cam says, don't read, and Goggins does too. Don't read a book for motivation. Motivation's fucking for pussies. Go out there and just do it. But those books do give you motivation. That in my head, I read those and I start thinking a different way. Like, yep, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. True. If you don't go do it, it's just fucking words.
It's words. It doesn't matter.
But those books do start triggering something in your brain. And if you actually just grab hold of it and run with it and actually put in the effort,
yeah,
it will change your life.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, whenever I say, like, Cameron Haynes, David Goggins, like, they've saved my life. They truly have. And I'm going to even be open with this. The podcast has saved my life.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get choked up again. Sorry. I told you it wouldn't be like a normal one.
Yeah, this is not a normal one.
But
Could be.
ever since I lost sports,
Yeah.
I haven't had any kind of aspirations or goals. Like, my life's kind of been empty. Like, I got out of college, had no idea what I wanted to be, had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. My entire life up to that point was sports.
Yeah.
And that was my expectation on success. So as soon as I lost that, in my head, I've always been a failure. No matter what I've done since then, no matter anything, it's never been good enough.
Yeah.
Like, it's like that kid that just wants his dad to say, I'm proud of you. And it's never been good enough for me.
Yeah.
Like no matter how good of things I've done, it's just like, no, you're a failure. You fucked up. You fucked up your life. Everything's trash. And now it's getting to the point of like with the podcast, I found a passion again.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sparked something in me of like, hey, this is something that I can make a name for myself. I can become successful. I can do something. And it gives me something to look forward to every day. Like I get on,
Every
I research
day.
shit, and we talk about it every fucking day. Like it's,
Dude.
and I haven't had that in 10 years,
Yeah.
15 years almost.
And I think it's, obviously I didn't want to be on it in the beginning. We've talked about it. It was supposed to be somebody else here, and I was supposed to sit off to the side and mind my damn business, but this is where we ended up. So I'll take it and run with it. And I really think it's done a lot for me too. Cause like, I've, like I said, lived a pretty good life, been pretty successful, had things, lost things, bought new things, got rid of things, that kind of deal. But with that being said, I never really had something to just get up and make sure that I was on top of every day.
Yeah.
So like, it may not be much, but every time we have a new short or something posted, I go check it. I'm like, okay, where are we at?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Where's our analytics?
And even
Where's
if it's 10 likes or 500 likes, we're like, oh, hell yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's like, there's people watching this shit and they really enjoy it, which is crazy to me because me talking, I didn't think anybody ever wanted to hear that. I didn't want to hear it. So why would I think anybody else wanted to hear it? But no, with that, dude, it's crazy to see. And like some of the support we've had on crap, I'm just like, what the hell? Like,
See, and I think a lot of mine is, and more than anybody else does, like I was so bottom line with depression because of everything where truly in my head, I thought like, I didn't care if I lived or died. You knew that. I mean, we've had talks about that over the last 15 years of like, dude, you need to straighten the fuck up, fix yourself. Cause I didn't like wife, kids, everything. And I still had that same mindset of whatever.
yeah.
But it got so bad to the point of, I didn't think anybody else really gave a fuck if I lived or died.
Yeah.
Like to the point where it was like, sometimes if you're gone, life might be a little better for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I say the podcast has helped save my life because it gave me a passion and I haven't even looked at that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, no, I have something to live for. I have something that is going good. I have stuff that I enjoy. It's not like an empty void of me just waking up in the morning, going to sleep at night.
Yep. Go to work, get your stuff done, and then move on with your life.
And I know it sounds real stupid to say a podcast does that, but it was just something about not having a flame whatsoever and then having something.
Dude, that's the main thing. Like, I mean, as guys, like we talked about earlier, we got to bottle it up. So it just kind of eats at you. And when you have a thing, and so many guys don't. Like I've always, like
Absolutely.
we've talked about, I've had this, I've had that, and it's been, it's always been fun putting guns together, and so I have something to look forward to.
You've always had a few hobbies.
Yeah.
Just never anything crazy serious.
Yeah, never anything crazy. So it's, as a man, you've really got to find what your flame, like you said, you nailed it there. Like you've got to find that because you'll sit in depression and it doesn't feel like anybody cares.
Yeah.
Like you're like, why, what am I doing?
Like I had a wife and kids and friends that I talked to every day, but I would still go to bed at night thinking, so-and-so's life might be better if I wasn't here.
Yeah.
And like, truthfully, that is not the truth.
No.
For anybody out there listening,
no.
it is not the truth.
No.
Nobody's life's going to be better without you in it. You don't realize what you do for people. And it might just be your quirky personality. It might be your social awkwardness. I mean, there is times Landon is social awkward. That's why he was not going to be on the podcast. He hates talking. He hates talking to people. But I've always been, and I think it's been a defense mechanism of my depression.
Yeah.
But I've always been the outgoing, funny, I'm going to do anything for a laugh. So me and you really don't mesh well as like a friend group.
Yeah.
But Landon's social awkwardness has always brought a smile to my face. And he's always said it's a downfall of his. But in mine, I'm like, dude, you don't realize what you do for me. So if you feel like that right now, I want you to reach out on whatever you watch this on. I will give you my personal number and we can talk about it.
I'll talk to you.
Because
even awkwardly.
because it is not true. You don't realize even the stuff you see as your major faults how beneficial they are in other people's lives.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to get deep like that, but
It's a problem.
it is a problem, especially with men.
Yeah.
100% a problem with men.
Yeah.
And not everybody has, like, I always have you.
Yeah.
I call you and I open up to you more than I do anybody else in my life.
And I open up to Chat GPT.
Yeah. And Landon don't love me anymore and he cares about AI. But, and there's people out there that don't have that person. And
Dude, that's
I couldn't imagine, I don't
Not
think
at
I
all.
would be here anymore if I didn't have at least somebody to
Yeah.
talk to through that time of my life.
yeah.
Like, period.
No, it's real.
But with the mindset changes,
Dude.
doing things like this,
Oh, it's awesome.
I'm a different person in my head. And it circles back to like Cam Haynes, David Goggins. Like, I start realizing on that kind of stuff, not even the exercise, the fitness, not even that of, no, you're just weak.
Yeah.
You don't have to be weak, but you are weak. So like we started doing this, you started doing your 75 hard. I started seeing the difference in you. So I started reading the books. I started pushing myself a little bit further than just losing weight to be
Yeah.
happy. And I was like, holy shit. Like I have so much potential in me. And like you said, you're in a, and I'm going to put it this way and don't put an, you know, an emphasis on the years, but everything I want is like a 5-year plan where Landon wants the same shit, but his is like a 10-year plan.
Yeah, mine's
He's like,
drug out.
I can deal for another 10 years doing what I'm doing as long as I'm moving in the right direction. And I'm like, no, I want it to go. I want
Yeah.
it to happen. I'm in the mindset. I want to strike while the fire's hot.
Yeah.
I don't want to wake up in 5 years and us still be talking about it.
Yeah. No, I completely get that. I think mine is just like, okay, let's make sure I've got the mental capacity. Because I've done businesses and stuff, and I've failed miserably a couple of times. And so
you know what not to do next time, though.
Yeah, I've learned, and that's the best part is like every day that I wake up and just get out of bed and go work out, I'm learning things like crazy right now.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm learning new things at work. I've been doing it for 15 years or more.
Yeah.
And so it's not like, oh, I'm just now figuring things out, but I'm figuring life out.
Yeah.
Like I'm starting to make strides in life that I'm like, okay, this is
Sustainable.
Yeah, that
Second
one.
stroke of the podcast.
Yeah, that one right there. So yeah, it's making the progress I need to make to do the things I want to do in life.
Yeah.
It's been crazy.
And I'm that's another downfall in myself. I don't know. Only time will tell. But maybe I'm too hungry to push forward immediately. And I need to concentrate. I think it was Joe Rogan that said fitness, and I'm going to say life instead of fitness, but life is like building a mountain out of sand. 1 grain of sand each day.
Yeah.
And I'm focused on trying to get a front end loader worth of sand. And maybe I need to be focused on, no, you do something each day to move in the direction of where you want to be. You do that one little sand flake every day, and you will wake up one day and you will be standing on top of a fucking mountain.
You're going to have a mountain. Yeah. That's,
And like I said, it might
That's a
be
great
beneficial and it might be a shit weight thing in myself. I don't know yet.
yeah.
And maybe my mountain's built in 5 years, where somebody else's might need to be built in 10 years.
Yeah.
And maybe my mountain needs to be built in 10 years and I'm pushing too fast for it and it's going to burn me out or it's going to fail because of this. And in my head, and it's so weird to say because what I just said about always never being enough.
Yeah.
I have the mindset now. It's not if I become successful, it's when.
Yeah.
I will be successful at something I'm doing. And my success is not a fucking dollar sign.
Yeah.
My success is being financially free to the aspect of being able to do what I want, when I want, doing something I love with the people I love. And
Hey, that's a pretty damn admirable goal for sure.
yeah, and that's my thing. I don't need to make $1 million a year to do that.
Yeah.
I can make $120,000 a year and be just as happy as I would be with $1 million because I'm at that point.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just the mindset of what we're going through, or maybe it's trying to fix my mindset and that weakness leaving. But I know I will be successful.
Yeah.
But is it going to be in 5 years? Is it going to be in 10 years? Who knows? But I will get there. I just need to focus on the piece of sand and not the mountain I want to be on top of.
Yeah. I mean, hey, and you know what? You could could do something. This thing could go off and we could blow up tomorrow. But,
That's true.
But right now, and I mean, you're spot on with that. You're trying to take a front end loader to it, and I'm over here with throwing little pebbles at a.
You're stacking
pile.
your piece of sand,
Yeah.
and I'm throwing a front end at it, and
Hey, there's more than one way to skin a cat.
exactly. And I'm not. That's why I'm saying I don't know if it's a detriment to my success or if it's the way I need to do it. But only time will tell. The biggest thing in my head, though, that I can really notice from now versus even a year ago is I have faith I will be there.
Yeah.
Where before nothing was ever good enough. I didn't have anything to look forward to. It was all, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm sitting here right now and I'm like, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, whatever it was right at 3 months ago. I was like, we're here. That's all I'm doing. I didn't really have any kind of, okay, there's progress to be made.
Yeah.
It was just like, I'm here doing this. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
And ever since I kind of got started on this thing, man, it's been little grains of sand, and my mountain's not big.
Yeah.
But
it's higher than what you were.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
And I think just hammering every day. Like, I mean,
keep
I guess
hammering.
that's Cam's
saying,
thing.
keep hammering.
Keep hammering. And God bless. It's changed some things. I'm overall, like, obviously during 75 hard, there was some downfalls because of sugars and shit.
Yeah.
Like, my body was not happy. But I feel like there's times where I look up and I'm like, I'm fucking genuinely happy right now.
Well, my thing is where I was proud of you at was whenever you were being a bitch. And I'm going to say that because I told you straight, I was like, Landon, you were being a whiny bitch right now. And what shocked me was, and we've talked about it on this podcast, I think, you're like, I know.
Yeah.
And that's what shocked me. And what I'm proud of you on is now.
Yeah.
Not 90 days. I don't give a shit about you're still going. I'm glad you're doing it for you. I'm proud of you for that. But you made it to 75. And that 1 week, you could have quit at any time. Because you were so miserable with everything you were doing that you were like, I don't want to. I don't want to do it. I want to quit.
Yeah.
You just didn't let yourself.
Yeah. No, that's
where most people, I feel like, they're done.
No, that was a mindset thing. And it was a time where I didn't know that I had that mindset built in there. Like,
do you think that's the time you broke through the barrier?
It was a big barrier, yes.
I mean, because everybody always talks about there's like that glass ceiling that you have to break through. Do you think that could have been
I've had
your first glass ceiling where you broke through that and then you saw like the clarity was a little bit more?
I think there's been four glass ceilings along the way.
Oh, I'm sure there's 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, but the first one was the first week.
Just do it.
Getting off of caffeine and everything, the headaches that I have and have had every time that I've ever done it.
Yeah.
Suck. Like migraine headaches, I'm taking Excedrin once or twice a day, like 3 times the dose kind of deal. Like just kill the pain.
Yeah.
And once I got through that one, I was like, okay, we're doing a lot better. Everything's fine. And then hit about 35 days and dude, I hit another one and that one was tough. Like that one was made out of car window glass or some shit. Cause dude, I was like, I'm not quitting.
Double pain.
Yeah. I think that one right there would have killed any motivation for most people. And I'm not saying I'm better than anybody because I'm not. But
if they weren't pushing the way you were pushing with your
stubborn.
mindset.
I was a stubborn son of a bitch during that. And I normally am not. That's a lie. I'm always stubborn. But
yeah.
Anyways, so just
your ulterior motive on that, on doing the 75 hard was still pushing you at 35 days.
Yeah. And so I luckily got through that one barely. And then as I crept up to the 75-day mark, it was okay, everything's fine, but like I don't need to really do this. There wasn't anything pushing me past that.
Yeah.
Except for I was like, I'm just gonna go a little bit longer. I just want to see what I can do.
Yeah.
And so broke through the 75 and I was like, okay, cool. We made it. And then
I'm gonna do cheat meals twice a month, but I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing as well.
And then in the last week and a half to 2 weeks, it's been that big barrier where it's like, okay, if I get through
You're
this
at bulletproof glass now?
No. It's not a hard one.
No, okay.
It's not like my mindset was, I've kind of fortified my mind well enough for this that it was like I hit this one and it was like, no, like I just pushed through this one and then sky's the limit. Like I'm through it. And I'm not saying that I'm done and it's going to not get hard at some point. Like life may happen, and life is hard.
Yeah.
It will kick your ass.
100%.
But what I'm seeing now is clear skies. I'm like, okay, like nothing can slow me down. I've got a steel mindset to press through anything that happens.
But saying, go back to the quote that we're going to get printed.
Yeah.
Every time you swipe your card, it's not. See, that's why we have to get it printed.
Yeah.
What
because I don't remember well
It's
enough.
not like every time you swipe your card, it's not you losing money, it's losing motivation.
Yeah.
Or
It's
losing momentum.
Yeah.
So
Said a swipe of a card doesn't cost you money. It costs you your momentum. And
So-
that doesn't just go with money.
So what I was getting at with that is you have your momentum going right now. So you
Yes.
have all those clear skies. Is there going to be another barrier? Absolutely. You'd be crazy to think there isn't going to be.
Yep. I don't know where it's going to come, but it's going to come.
But if you keep that momentum going, you're going to break through that one just as easy as the first one or as the last one.
yeah, the last one. Yeah.
Because it sounds to me like they've gradually gotten easier to break through other than that second one.
Yeah,
that was the hardest
one.
one.
Hard one. The second one was crazy. That was, like I said, if it wasn't just stubborn mentality, I would have quit.
Yeah.
Like any other time in my life, I'd have given up. I was like, nah, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm pissed. I don't like people. I didn't like anybody at that time.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to be around nobody. I was like, no, this is terrible.
Well,
Hell,
being
I
that
took
we
it out
talk
on
every
everybody.
fucking day, and I even told you, I was like, dude, you're being a whiny bitch. And you're like, yeah, I know. Like,
Took
I've
it
been a
out on
piece
my
of shit to
wife, took it
Ashley.
out
I've
on
been a piece of shit
friends.
to you. Like, I know. I get it. And you were so open. And that was what was so crazy to me is that you were so, no, I know. I just can't help it right now.
Yeah. No, I was at a bad point. Like I'm not saying like that was depression, but it was just like I knew what I was going through.
You're irritable.
Yes. I knew what I was going through in my head and I knew why I was going through it. And I was like, there's got to be a point past this.
Yeah.
Like all I got to do is get through it. I don't know how I'm going to get through it, but we're just going to keep on going. And
And
it
it was like a week and a half long because we did one podcast essentially. And that's whenever I told you, I was like, you're being a whiny bitch. And you're like, I know. And that was, you were like, I've been doing it for like a week.
Yeah.
And then by the time we hit the next podcast, you were like a completely different person, back on your chipper, bubbly, laid back. Yeah, whatever you want to do, brother. I'm cool with whatever. Where during that week before, you're like, no, we're going to do it this way because I want to do it this way, blah, blah, blah. And then that very next week, you were just like, yeah, dude, whatever.
yeah, we're good.
I'm happy with whatever makes you happy. Like back to that. And I was like, fuck. And then we talked about it and you're like, yeah, there was about a week and a half where it was rough.
Yeah. No, it was bad, but I mean, there was no, my body was, there was no giving up.
Yeah.
Like I was strong enough in my head that I was like, I'm not giving up.
Yeah.
Like that's going to make me, honestly, I think that's what stopped me from ever quitting was the fear of giving up and the way I was going to treat myself afterwards.
I'm going to bring up that word again, relapse.
Yeah.
Just like you see it all the time with people that are on like hard drugs, they relapse. And it's not the relapse that really gets them. It's the depression and mindset after the relapse that makes them go back to it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was the same concept. You would have relapsed and then you would have killed yourself so much in your head that you would have been back up to 260 pounds.
I would have gone way past what
Yeah.
I was ever going to stop, like where I was at the point. I may have lost 10, 15 pounds at that point.
Yeah.
30 days in. Yeah, it's about right. And dude, I'd have ballooned up. I guarantee it. I'd have been eating everything. I'd have been like, nope, fuck it. What does it matter?
You would have caught me as I was coming down.
Yeah. But dude, now, I mean, so I guess the lowest I had been on a scale is 211. So that puts me down 41 pounds. I'm up 7 pounds now.
What is your body fat percentage change? Because
So
you were at 12, 13%
yeah.
today.
Yeah, today I got on the scale and
everybody says 10 to 15 is like, unless you're like a bodybuilder or fitness
Athlete,
junkie, 10 to 15 is like perfect for a man.
yeah.
And you're right there in the middle of that, and you gained like 11 pounds or 9 pounds
I
or
guess
whatever,
I'll-
and you're
I
like,
guess I'll,
fuck yeah.
Let me grab a little bit. So
Okay. Give the backstory.
if you have never got your like a body scan done, whether
Yeah.
it's in Nutrition Nation in Weatherford,
Shout out Nutrition Nation.
yes sir. But anyway, something like that. I mean, I think gyms have them, and a few different places. That I think it's an on-body or in-body scanner.
InBody, yeah.
And so, whenever I got closer to the end of this thing, I was like, okay, my body my fat's coming down. Like, I feel confident. I'm starting to get to a good point where if I lose a little bit more fat, then I need to start building muscle.
Yeah.
And with that, I mean, I'm glad I had the mindset to do what I wanted to do there. But I got my lovely wife, to buy me one for the house so I could scan and see where I was at all the time.
You can track your metrics.
Yep. And so, because this is the thing I was nervous about, and I've always done. Like, as soon as I start to, whether I'm working out, not working out, whatever, losing weight, as soon as I start to gain weight, I throw everything out the window. I'm like, oh, no, not working. I suck. I'm fat. This is all fat going back on me. So I got that.
I'm going to cut in right there.
You cut in wherever
just
you
to
want.
put in context. We talked about that today because I started taking creatine again just because I love creatine. I've told him that. He started taking creatine, which he'll get into that.
Yeah.
But I gained 11 pounds in 2 days. But in my head, like when I stepped on the scale, because all I have is a scale at the house, I was like, God, 11 pounds? Like, it has to be water, whatever. I didn't think anything about the creatine, anything like that. Creatine's going to push water into your muscle. You're going to hold on to more water because of the creatine. I didn't think that. All I thought was, you have been a big time piece of shit. Like, you're fucking this whole thing up because your mindset's not right. And it's kind of put me in like a spiral of not really depression and not really of wanting to quit, but put me in a spiral of, I need to do better. I need to work harder. And the last 2 weeks, like I said, have been mindset change, like really looking internally. And that is what happened today until I talked to you and you were like, bro, you're doing creatine. Like, that's what's going on. Yeah. So go back into the InBody thing.
So got the scanner, jumped on it. I think I was 218 the first time. And that was right after
211.
218 in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
As soon as I got it, it was like up here, like right around where I quit 70, or not quit 75 hard, but quit.
You got finished with the 75 days.
And so I was about 218 and I was like, okay. And then I hit a stall and hung there for a little bit. So I was 217 ish whenever I got the InBody scanner. And dude, so I started beating it down, everything kind of, so I hit the stall and didn't know what the hell to do. Like, just like cooking a brisket, you cook a brisket, you're going to hit a stall, do something different to change it and get it to keep going up to where you want it to go. So I hit a stall for 2 weeks and I was like, well, my mindset was strong enough at that point. It's like, okay, it's fine. You're building muscle. You don't know what exactly you're doing.
Yeah.
So
stay the course.
Yeah. Got the scanner and started tracking this stuff. And then, started trying to figure out what I needed to do to get my numbers right. Before I was doing OMAD or doing whatever I needed to do to get my weight down. That was the main thing. I just wanted weight down. Nothing else mattered. So after that, I hit the stall and I was like, I'm going to add protein in. So I added protein in and I started to come down more, which is crazy because like went from eating 1 meal a day to eating 3 meals a day, shakes, all kinds of stuff, like eating all day long.
Adding in your calories.
Yeah. And still staying at a deficit, but not nearly as big of a deficit.
Yeah.
And so like I had the scanner and was able to watch all of this stuff. And I was like, okay, good. We're doing the right thing. And so slowly I've like, okay, what do I need to add in? Everybody that is anybody will, I've watched videos and all that stuff. Says creatine, number one thing, add it to it. You're going to gain muscle. It's going to move everything in the right direction. So I did that 3 days ago. I got on the scale the first day, 24 hours after I'd taken it, and I had added like a half a pound of weight. I'm like, okay, that's not going to scare me. But I added 3.1 pounds of muscle, which obviously I know it's not muscle. It's water weight going into my muscle, which helps recovery, helps build muscle.
Yeah.
All of that stuff. I'm like, great. It's counting it as muscle.
Yeah.
And then today I got on the scale and I had gained 4 pounds, but still gained another 2.5 pounds of muscle. But my body fat went down. So now it's saying my body fat is at like 13.1%.
So instead of saying, fuck, I gained 6 pounds this week.
6 pounds this week.
You've lost fat.
I've lost
but you've
fat.
gained water weight or muscle weight.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit of both. I mean, you didn't gain 5 pounds of muscle. But I'm sure you have gained muscle because you do work out every day.
Yeah. Well, it pushes all of that water into your muscle, so it weighs it as muscle.
Okay.
Which the water in your muscle helps with recovery. It helps build. And with that being muscle weight, it takes your, I don't know what to call it because I don't pay attention to this shit, but it takes your calorie intake, your rest calories or whatever.
Yeah.
What do you call that?
I've always called it just baseline calories.
Baseline
like
calories.
your body, if your body burns 2,000 calories a day, then that's your maintenance calorie.
Yeah.
So maintenance.
Maintenance calorie, cool. So that's some terminology that I don't really know or use, but mine was at like 1,950 before I got, or right whenever I got the scanner. And since then, with the muscle build and everything that I've brought on, it's now at like 2,250. So I'm burning 300 calories just from being alive.
Yeah.
So,
and I've always heard, and I'm no fitness expert. I've just done a lot of research because of sports back in the day, and then just being so miserable with being a fat fuck that I've done a lot of research in it. And I've always heard from everybody, if you don't eat enough, you're not going to lose weight.
Yeah.
Like, even if you do OMAD, your goal is, say you want to hit 2,000 calories, your goal on OMAD is to sit there, eat 1 meal a day, but you're supposed to eat 1,800 to 2,000 calories at that one setting.
Yeah.
It's not a eat 1 meal a day, so you're down, you only eat 600 calories today.
Yeah.
Like, it is, you want to eat 2,000 calories right then.
Yep. And I wasn't doing that. And I mean, I lost weight for a little while, but it stopped.
Yeah.
Like that ended. And it's taken doing the right things to get it to keep moving. Which, if I didn't have the scanner, like you said, I would have been like, this sucks. I'm not doing this. And I would have gone back to what I was doing and lost no weight.
Yeah. And see, I want to know, like, I'm going to buy me a scanner now just because of that. I feel like it's a good investment.
It really is.
Because I want to know, because I got here and it wasn't like I walked up and you were like, holy shit, bro. But it was like, you even told me, like, no, you're looking thin as fuck.
Yeah, you're looking
which
good.
Which made me feel great because I've been beating myself up over the 11 pounds I gained in 2 days because I started taking the creatine. It's the only thing I can think of. How are you going to gain 11 pounds in 2 days, period? Like, I'm not, and especially since I'm not doing anything different.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. And when you told me, like, no, you're looking thin as fuck today. Like, I'm like, I gained 11 pounds, but I'm looking thin. So it makes me want to, like, step on a scale and be like, I want to do it for the first time and know where my calculations are, but be able to step on it on days like today and be like, oh, like, yeah, I weigh 11 pounds heavier, but I've lost 2% body fat.
Yeah, you've lost percentage in body fat and you've gained muscle. And see, I don't know, and I guess this is what we were talking about in the beginning, but I don't know where I started. I started
originally
at 252 pounds. This is how it started. The conversation started.
I bet you were around 30% body fat.
I think I did the calculations of like what I weighed and like kind of reverse engineered it with ChatGPT, and it was like, about 29 and a half or something. And I'm down 17% body fat.
Yeah. And that was always my thing is when I said I'm a naturally a big guy, I never realized how big I am until people like our size are like, dude, you're big as fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, you're taller than I am. Like, when I think about like me and you, I don't think about us being built much different.
No.
I mean, you're skinnier than me, but like as far as build wise, but essentially if you really break down the numbers, I probably have 9 inches of shoulders on you.
Yeah, you've got chest, you got shoulders. I mean, your legs, the whole 9 yards. You're bigger than me everywhere around. So like, it's not going to take as much fat to come off of you. Like you said, you want to get to 240, like you're going to be.
I want to get down below 15% body fat, and
you're going to be pretty damn jacked.
What I was getting at is what hit me whenever we were talking about it is whenever you told me your skeletal muscle mass whenever you first got on it at Nutrition Nation.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think anything of it. And I was doing strongman at this time whenever I first got mine done. But I was at like 36, 38% body fat. But I was at like 170 something pounds of skeletal muscle. And you were like, and you at this point, you were starting to get cut up and defined.
I was already getting cut up
and you were like,
working out.
I'm at 100 pounds of skeletal muscle. And I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. And you're like, no, that's what it is. And you sent me all the stuff. And I'm like, there's no way. Like, you're not.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not that much bigger than you naturally. Like, I'm fatter than you, but I'm not that much bigger than you. But I had 170 some odd pounds of skeletal muscle mass.
So when I got my first one, which was at roughly about 70 days or something like that.
Yeah.
I was at 101 pounds of skeletal muscle. And so that means you had 70 pounds of
Just
extra
random.
weight on you that I can't make up for.
Yeah.
Like, you know how long it would take to add 70 pounds it would take years.
I mean, that's a 7-8-year-old child.
It's a big kid.
That's a big kid. And I've never thought about that.
Yeah.
Which, again, kind of made me feel good to the aspect of, I'm not where I want to be, but I need to stop worrying about a number so much and start worrying about this.
Yeah.
And that's one reason why I want to do the InBody, because
Everybody says, oh, don't worry about the number. You can't fucking
it's hard not to.
Nobody's ever going to not worry about that number. That's why if anybody's on a journey and wants to like actually get down, get the damn scanner.
That's why I think I'm going to.
Freaking $70 scanner. They make them.
Yeah.
They're cheaper ones.
They might not work as good, but they'll give you something. I have no idea,
but it's going to give you a baseline information, and you're going to be able to watch things change, whether it's muscle go up or fat go down.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to watch that stuff, and it matters. Because this morning, had I stepped on that scale and I was 5 pounds heavier in 2 days, I would have been pissed. I'd have been like, well, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing creatine. I'm going to cut back on my shit. I'm going to scrap everything, every good thing that I was just working on, because I felt like,
because you thought you were doing it bad.
A number is going to hurt me.
Yeah.
And I know everybody says, oh, you can't pay attention to that. Pay attention to your body. You can't do that.
It's hard to and I know it's my fault, but I still look at myself in the mirror. Like, you can ask Amanda. She gets so mad at me because I'm like, I have no idea how you kiss me, how you hug on me, how you love me. Like, because I look at myself in the mirror and I still see that 350-pound slob.
Yeah.
And I'm down 75, 80 pounds. And I still see 350 pounds in the mirror, like nasty, just disgusted with myself. So it's really hard to look at yourself in the mirror if you have gathered that image of yourself and say, oh, I'm going in the right direction, even though I gained 4 pounds. You see you gain 4 pounds, you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, yeah, I can see it.
Yep, I'm going back. I'm going back right where I came from. No, dude, even as cocky and as ornery as I get in my own mirror, like, I'm like, oh,
I get random pictures of Landon with his shirt off flexing like, damn, I look like good, don't I?
Yeah. I'm like, hell yeah. But dude, it wouldn't matter. As soon as I saw a number go up on a scale, I'd have been like, fat.
Yeah.
It's fat.
Look at all that nastiness.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. Like, it's the human mind at work. And, you said it earlier, we're harder on ourselves than anybody would ever think to be to us in general.
Yeah.
And so that's honestly that scanner. I'm like, thank you. I called Ashley today and I was like, hey baby, thank you for that. Because like I would have been mad at myself.
You saved me.
Yeah, you saved me from myself today because I would have been mad.
See, I want to know. I know I'm not I think I was at 176 point something skeletal muscle, and I know I'm not there anymore.
Yeah,
because I'm not doing strongman. I'm working on losing weight. You're gonna lose muscle whenever you're losing weight. It's hard to. I mean, I was trying to put in 3,000 calories a day and I was trying to do like 300 and some odd grams of protein. Like there was days I ate so much protein I'd puke.
Oh yeah.
But I was doing it because I was trying to gain strength. I wanted to be able to put up, a 1,000-pound deadlift. I wanted to be able to, bench 500 pounds, squat 700 pounds. Like I was really pushing for that. So all of that is all that mattered. It wasn't the losing weight aspect.
Yeah.
It's just recently where I'm like, I'm not happy with myself, where I wanted to lose weight. Well, I say recently, I guess it's been closer to a year than recently. So I know I'm not there, but I do want to do it just so I can compare myself to you, because it has me so intrigued now of everybody's always told me you're a huge fucking dude.
Yeah.
And I've never seen it in myself.
Yeah.
Like I see you and I'm like, we're the same size. Like I'm fatter than you, but we're the same fucking size.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, and maybe it's just numbers and maybe it's just throwing shit up against a wall.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it is. Like, I feel like those numbers matter. And I don't know why it wasn't made a very strong point. Like, hey, this is what you need.
Make it a standard.
Yeah. This
like
is
you
the
have
standard.
to do this if you want to lose weight.
Yeah.
Like as far as the only way to lose weight is calorie deficit.
Yeah.
You need to get an InBody scanner. As soon as you start doing a calorie deficit, there needs to be that much of a standard, in my opinion.
I agree.
Because just talking to you today has changed my mindset on what the fuck happened to me. Because I might have gained 11 pounds, but I might have lost a percentage of body fat.
You've got so much muscle on you. Like, what we're looking at roughly 60. No, what is it? 100% would be 100. So like 70%.
Yeah, just say 50%.
Yeah, let's say 50%.
Yeah.
You've got 50% more muscle on you than me.
Yeah.
And I gained 6 pounds.
Yeah.
If you say 50% or whatever, that's 9 pounds. That's a 9 extra, or that's 9 pounds of water weight that could be there. So you're 11. Very easily could have been just straight water into your muscles.
Because I was doing 25 grams of creatine.
Intermuscular water.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you may have never even had a problem. It was just not knowing.
Yeah. And I did the same thing you said you were scared you would have done if you wouldn't have had this. I was like, I'm cutting out everything I was doing before.
Yeah.
And I've stopped.
Yeah.
I probably need to take my creatine. I need to drink water more. And I just quit because I was like, I gained 11 pounds in 2 days. I haven't done that yet. Fuck that. I'm going back to what I was doing.
Yeah.
And whenever you said that today, that's why I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
And I wonder how many people just have given up on what they were doing
because they were doing things right.
That they were doing things right and shit started to move in the right direction, but all you see is a number on a scale. And
your perception was, I'm not doing this good.
Yeah. And though it makes me wonder, like, because I mean, there's been times in my life, I've never really worked out for a huge, long period of time. Yeah. This is the longest I've ever worked out.
Well, and you've always been a naturally tall,
skinny guy.
Yeah. I'm not going to say no muscle, but you've always had more of the athletic cut look.
Yeah.
You've never really been a bulky guy.
Yeah. And it makes me wonder where, like, I was working out and I was eating less, but then all of a sudden the number went up and I was like, well,
I'm done.
Yeah, this doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'm going the wrong direction right now. Why don't I just stop and then just try to eat a little better? And then that eating a little better turns into, I can have a Dr. Pepper or 2 or whatever. Yeah. And then next thing you know, you're eating fatty shit all day long.
You're eating 7 burritos from Taco Casa for dinner.
And then you're having ice cream and then you're having 7 Dr. Peppers in a day.
Yeah.
I assume that's about, like, today I was like, it was either between 3 and 7 on a daily fucking basis. ChatGPT was like, yeah, did you know that's 25 pounds of sugar that you had over this 3-month period?
Well, if you think about it, a Dr. Pepper is, let's say 200 calories I think it's 190.
Yeah,
a normal
I think
Dr. Pepper.
Probably right.
So let's say 200 calories, and you were drinking 5 a day. That is what is that? 1,000 calories.
Yeah, roughly about 1,000 calories
in just sodas.
A drink. Yeah.
So everything you ate, say you ate 2,000 calories, you were eating 3,000 calories a day.
Yep.
Consuming 3,000 calories a day when your base maintenance was probably 1,800 to 1,900.
Probably 1,700.
Yeah.
Because
yours is what? It was 1,900.
It was 1,900.
So yeah, you're probably right. There was probably 1,500 to 1,700.
Yeah. So, man, I don't know. I'm like, there's a lot of shit that I'm learning that I don't feel is like public enough information.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think a lot of it is they can't sell. And I'm going to say we're teaching you. I'm not teaching you anything. I'm no expert. Landon, I'm going to go ahead and speak for him. He's not teaching you a fucking thing either.
Anything.
We're talking about our life experiences. But I think a lot of it is they can't sell what we are teaching right now.
Yeah.
You can't sell that. Hey, don't worry about the scale. Get you this because you're going to be able to track this. Take your creatine. Take this. Make sure your body fat percentage is going down. Don't worry about if you're 280 pounds or 240 pounds or 211.
Stop looking at the scale.
Look at your metrics.
Yeah.
And you can't sell that.
No.
Eat less. Step on this scale. Make sure your body fat percentage is going down. You gain weight and you gain 2 pounds or 2% body fat. Yeah, you're going the wrong direction.
Change something.
You gain 10 pounds, but you lost 2% body fat. Don't change anything. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Whether you're eating 2,500 calories, 2,000 calories, 3,000 calories, because there's bodybuilders out there. And I could be making this up, completely lying to you.
Probably.
But Dylan Sweeney.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This dude is one of the biggest dudes I know in real life. Like, love him to death. Sweetest guy in the world. But the dude kills himself in the gym. Like, he does bodybuilding. And at one point, I want to say he was eating like 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day. And that's what he had to eat. So, I mean, you can look like a brick shit house. Dude is probably 200 and I'm going to say 230 to 250. And he's probably 6 foot tall, maybe 6'1". Like he's not tall. We're 2 or 3. I'm 2 or 3 inches taller than him.
That's hard to say about somebody 6'1".
Well, we're tall people, but he's I would say average height, a little above average, 6 foot, 250. You think, man, that's probably fat. The dude has fucking solid 8-pack, fucking ripped arms. He probably wears an extra large or 2X shirt because of muscle mass.
Yeah.
And if he's eating that many calories, it makes you think like what you were saying. Yeah, your calories go up. Like you think you need to eat 1,700 calories, but you really need to be eating 2,500 calories. And if you don't know that because you don't have a body scanner telling you,
Yeah.
you're not eating enough and you're not going to lose weight.
Yeah. No. You've got to get your numbers right, and that's a big deal because like I learned that I've burned 2,200, and then between my walks and my workouts, I probably burn another 600 to 800. So
probably more than that because whenever I do a 2 miles with the weighted vest,
yeah,
I burn 720 to about 750.
Okay, I mean, so that's just me going off of what ChatGPT said. Sometimes that thing spits out some information that's wrong as hell.
Well, I bought an app to track my walking.
Okay, cool.
So it judges off step, and that's going to be give or take.
Yeah.
I would say I burn 650 to 750 is what I'll put it at.
Yeah.
But still, that's burning that on a 2 mile walk.
Yeah.
And that's not counting a workout involved with it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it may be more, but I mean, in general, I still eat, 2,200 to 2,500 calories a day. I know that I'm going to be in a deficit, and that's all I need.
Yeah.
Because that continues to burn fat. It doesn't add any extra pounds because that's the only way to lose weight.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. I may be completely wrong, but I feel like staying in a deficit's the only way to do it.
Well, I mean, if you think logically, you eat too much, you gain weight.
Mm-hmm.
Staying in a deficit is the only way to do it. You don't want to have 1,000 calorie deficit.
Yep.
You want a 200 or 300 calorie
yeah,
deficit.
you got to stay close to it, but it's small numbers. Little numbers make big numbers.
Yeah.
That's a Carl Madison reference. He loves that saying. And he's not wrong.
Circle back to my quote from Rogan earlier. Losing weight's the same way. Stop trying to take a front end loader to it, Dusty, and just have that one piece of sand every day.
Yep.
Because it seems sometimes if I keep doing what I'm doing and I boost up maybe my workouts, or I get this InBody and start tracking, I'm eating 1,900 calories a day. I need to be eating 2,400 calories because I'm fucking big.
Yeah.
I start doing that. I start eating more. Who knows? I'm going to wait. At some point, I will wake up and be like, is that an ab? Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I don't even care about that. And I've never really cared about the number on the scale. I want to look in the mirror and be happy with myself. I've came to the grips. I'm never going to be happy with myself. I'm not built like that.
Yeah.
That's never, like, again, going back to where my weak mindset was, my depression, like, it's never good enough. I'm never going to be good enough.
Yeah.
I'm even with friend groups, I was always like, I'm never the best friend. I'm always the third person in the group. And whether it's me and one other person, in my head, I'm always thinking, oh, he'd much rather be hanging out with this person.
Yeah.
And it's that mindset, but I know it's that mindset. So I look at myself and I see a fat slob. I know that, but I'm also able to be like, that's not you.
Yeah.
That's what you were. You still have that image. So I know I'm never going to be happy, but I think I'm getting to the point mindset wise where it's like, I see myself and I'm like, no, you are fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. You're not where you want to be. You don't have your perfect godlike in your perfect image in your head physique.
Yeah.
But you're not 352 pounds and a fat slob that can't even walk up a flight of stairs without breathing hard.
Yep.
I noticed that the other day when I was in Odessa. I told you the elevator was out. I was on the 4th floor. I carried my luggage up to the top floor, and I was breathing hard, but I was like, okay. I went in there, I dropped my shit off, got everything set up, and back before I started this, I'd have been like, I'm not even going to eat. I'm just going to go to bed. I just want to lay here. I don't want to walk those stairs again.
Yeah.
I dropped everything off and went right back down the stairs and went and got food, crawled right back up them. I bet I did in that 1 week, not counting the normal leave to go do sales, come back. So say that's 2, 4, 6, 8. Say I did it 10 times right there. I bet I did it another 10 times just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
There was one time I was talking to you and I was like, I'm just going to go walk around outside. So I just did the stairs and walked around outside. And when we got off the phone, I went back upstairs.
Yep.
Like, and I would have never done that before.
Dude, it's crazy. If you start changing things, the things that you see that change on their own.
Yeah.
I don't run. I want to.
Yeah.
It's in the forecast.
And you're good at it.
I'm good at it. I don't want to yet. I don't know what it is. Like, it's a thing that's like, okay, you're going to run at some point. I don't know when it's going to be, but you're going to run.
Shout out to anybody else. This is a prime example. He has lost that much weight and is looking the way he looks off of walking.
Walking.
Get out and just do it.
Just walk. I'm not killing myself. There's nothing in what I'm doing that is just like, oh, this is murder.
Yeah.
Like, I've run a half a mile at a time. I'm like, okay.
Well, yeah, you've told me like you'll be walking. You go outside for your 3-mile hike or whatever you do and you feel good. So you're like, I'm going to run for a little bit. And you get tired. You go back to walking.
Yeah. I go back to walking. But like the other day, I was telling you, I was like, man, I just wish it'd rain. I'd make a video in the rain. Ha, 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 ha.
Yeah.
It didn't rain. I'm on the way back to the house. I get like halfway down the driveway. Well, not even half. I was at the hill.
Yeah.
So down a quarter of a mile long driveway. I'm like, oh shit, here it comes. Like, I see it coming and I'm like, what do I do? I'm like, I either freaking deal with it or I go hide in Lauren's house.
Yeah.
And so I was like, nope, we're just going to deal with it. And then it hit me. Dude, it was pouring. Like, it was like, you're not pulling your phone out. You're going to, like, you're going to be soaked.
This is more than a light rain to make a video about.
Yeah. No, it was downpouring. So I was like, we're sprinting. Like, I went dead sprint to the house and like got into the porch and I was like, I'm not even breathing hard. Like, just walking has helped my cardio so much.
Yeah.
It was just unreal. I was like, this is insane. It just something I was never expecting.
Well, that was one thing. I started trying to do a mile.
Yeah.
Just walking a mile. And then the other day we were at the gym together. You were there.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be at the gym. I didn't want to be doing anything. And the whole time I'd already went for a mile walk. So I was at the gym to work out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I saw the treadmill. I was like, oh, God, I'm glad I already walked. I don't even want to fucking touch that thing. I don't want to fucking do it. I didn't even bring my fucking weighted vest because I wasn't getting on the fucking trail. I wasn't walking again.
Yeah.
I hate cardio with a passion. I think it's because I ran so much as a child, like growing up with sports, that I just hate it. It was such a job that I don't ever want to do it again. And again, mindset. I was working out. I was doing my thing. And I was like, I don't want to fucking even get on the thing and take another step. I do not want to do another mile. So I forced myself to get on it. And I did 2 miles because I didn't want to do another mile in my head. So in me reverse psychology of myself, I was like, you don't want to do 1 mile? Fine, you're going to do fucking 2.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing 3-point-something miles that day. And when I got off the treadmill, I wasn't breathing hard. I wasn't miserable. I wasn't hurting. It was like I just got up there and did it. Yeah. And like in my head, I'm thinking, God, if I did that, I'm going to be so sore tomorrow. I'm not going to be able to move. I'm going to be dead. Did double what I didn't want to do just to prove it to myself.
Yeah.
And fucking felt great.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird how that shit happens.
You want me to let you in on a little more insight?
Yeah.
You remember last week we were talking about the brace and all that shit?
Yeah.
I don't wear any braces anymore. Nothing hurts.
Yeah.
My elbow, I quit wearing it.
Your little tennis elbow without playing tennis.
Yep. Yep. And I've been through bench. I've been through dumbbells. I've been through curls.
Everything that would have put a tear in your eye before.
Would have like had a little bit of pain in it. It was gone. I was like, oh, okay.
And that could be mindset. That could be you've been doing it long enough now. You're building up the muscles around that.
Well, I mean, but it wasn't a week ago that.
That's true.
I was doing my stuff and I was like, ow, it kind of hurts. And so I went and put my brace on. I don't know what the hell. Just do it.
Yeah, just do it. Just stop being a bitch, as Goggins would say. Yeah. And just fucking do it.
That's what I did, and it hadn't hurt. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't know exactly what I did. Maybe it's the protein. Maybe I'm giving myself what my body needs, that kind of stuff. But like, doesn't hurt. I was like, so hell yeah,
that's kind of dope.
That's a win.
Well, we're at 1 hour and 20. I say we cut it off. If you enjoyed. That's kind of weird because we were like, I don't even know if we're going to get 45 minutes out of this because I want to be kind of deep and vulnerable and fuck it. Let's just try it. But if you actually enjoyed this type of setting where we're actually being open about shit and talking about us, let us know. If y'all hate it, let us know. We won't ever do it again. We'll keep our heart to hearts confidential, and y'all won't have to fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
But if you do like this, if it did help you, if it gave you any type of motivation, anything like that, let us know, and we'll do more like this.
Hell yeah.
Also, again, if you're in that dark place like I was for 10, 15 years of my life, where I think everybody's been at some point, and you need somebody to talk to, reach out to us.
Yep.
Send us a comment, send us a DM. If you don't want people to see the comment, I will shoot you my personal number. Landon, I'm sure would do the same thing.
For sure.
We will be there to talk to. I'd much rather talk to you than to read your name in a newspaper one day.
Yep.
But with that being said, I appreciate y'all's time. Hope y'all enjoyed it. And I will see y'all on episode 18.
Good Lord. Later, guys.